Hello, hello. I'm back with another reading. So the reading that I'm going to do today is for twins who are not in communication. But before I get started with the reading, one thing that I want to say really quick is that it's been brought to my attention that I use the term "you know" quite a bit in my readings, and even when I go back and watch the readings, I do say that quite a bit. It's habitual, and it's a habitual habit, and it's really hard to break. So I do apologize in advance that I use that term quite a bit. So if it does kind of turn you off, I truly deeply understand that, but unfortunately it is hard to break that habit. I will do the best that I can to not use that term so much, but I can't promise that I won't. So I just want to say that really quick. Also, if you do like my videos, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. If you don't hit the bell notification, then you won't get alerts that I have uploaded my videos. So if you are interested in watching my videos, make sure to hit the bell notification. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this reading. The first thing that I want to do is pull a few messages from your divine masculine. Okay, even though your divine masculine is not communicating with you in the 3D physical world, do know that true twins still communicate on a spiritual level. Okay, so let's see what what communication your divine masculine has for you on a 5D level. Okay, that he is not communicating with you in the 3D. So Spirit, for divine masculines who are not communicating with their divine counterpart, their divine feminine, what messages does this divine masculine have? What messages does this divine masculine have for his divine feminine? On a spiritual 5D level, what messages does he have and want her to know? One more shuffle. The font on these cards are a little hard to read, so bear with me as I do read them, okay? What communication does divine masculine have for his divine feminine on a 5D spiritual level? Okay, I'm going to read these really quick because I want to kind of get a storyline as to what your divine masculine is thinking. So I want to go ahead and read these cards, and then I will I'm going to read them really quick to myself, and then I will communicate them to you. All right, so let me just read them really quick. Beautiful. These are beautiful cards. So what your divine masculine wants you to know, again, even though there is not communication, verbal communication in the 3D, this is what your divine masculine wants you to know. These are the messages that he is sending you on a 5D spiritual level, okay? When he's with him, how can I say, when he's alone with himself and his thoughts, and on a spiritual level, these are the messages that he has for you, okay? So the first card says, I miss you no matter how much time has passed, okay? I miss you no matter how much time has passed, okay? The next card says, I want to be able to speak truthfully when I'm ready to open up, okay? So your divine masculine wants to be able to speak truthfully to you. The next card that we have says, I wish I could just hug you right now. I need to hold you. And then the other card says, don't mistake my silence for me not wanting you. So right off the bat, your divine masculine, this is a very important card, okay? Because it's saying that don't mistake my silence for me not wanting you. Your divine masculine is telling you on a spiritual level that even though there's no communication between you two, does not mean that he does not want you, okay? Your divine masculine misses you no matter what, and no matter how much time passes, your divine masculine always misses you, okay? And, you know, part of the issue is that your divine masculine has some inner struggles that he's not able to verbalize to you. And that's part of the problem. Your divine masculine wants to be able to speak to you truthfully when, you know, when the time is right, when he is ready to open up to you, when he's ready to be able to have that courage to speak with you and communicate with you. He wants to come forward and speak with you truthfully and tell you all the things that is on his mind, and that, you know, has kept this communication from happening, okay? And, you know, he wishes that he could hug you, and he wants you to know that he needs you. He needs you, and he wants to hold you. But again, the most important card here says, don't mistake silence for not wanting you. So it's very important for you, divine feminine, to know that even though there is not communication, it doesn't mean that he doesn't want you. He's just having some issues coming forward and telling you some truths that is going on with him, okay? So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. He misses you. He wants to hug you. And he does want to speak with you. He's just not ready to open up at this time, okay? Because it says, this card says, I want to be able to speak truthfully when I'm ready to open up, okay? So he's just not ready to open up right now. So that's part of, that's part of the issue, all right? So that's beautiful. I think that's, I think that's a good start. I think that's, these cards here are really, they're really speaking volumes that there are some issues that he is struggling with, but when the time is right, he will communicate with you, all right? So, that's just something that, you just need to have patience with. And, just have some patience with that, and know that he loves you and that he misses you. All right, so let's pull a few cards and see, what might be some of the issues. All right, let's see what some of the issues might be. So, Spirit, what are some of the issues? 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 Oops, too many cards. Let me see. What are some of the issues? What are some of the issues that Divine Masculine is not ready to open up about? Okay, so the first card that we have is, we have Strength. It's in reverse. Then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. We have the Emperor in the upright. And then we have the Nine of Swords in the upright, okay? So first off, your Divine Masculine, as we saw in these cards, he's not ready, right? So with Strength in reverse, this is a card that's saying that your Divine Masculine just doesn't have the courage and strength right now to open up, okay? He just doesn't, he doesn't have the strength and courage to open up, all right? And with this Nine of Swords here, it quite frankly, even the thought of vocalizing with you or having communication with you really brings him anxieties, okay? It brings him anxieties. So with this Ten of Swords here, it's in reverse. The Ten of Swords in reverse is better than when the Ten of Swords is in the upright, okay? Again, it's showing up in the reverse. So I feel the reason why your Divine Masculine has anxieties and doesn't have the courage and strength to communicate with you is because obviously in the past your divine masculine pretty much calls, how can I say, put the relationship to an end, okay? Because the Ten of Swords in the upright position is basically calling it quits, right? You know, stabbing you in the back. The thing about it is it's in the reverse. So what I'm seeing here is that your divine counterpart actually really does want to be the Emperor, does want to be your divine masculine, okay? And wants to right the wrong with this Ten of Swords, where your divine masculine may have called it quits, where your divine masculine caused you a lot of pain in the past, maybe stabbed you in the back, maybe ended things and went off with another woman, or is in a three-party situation. Your divine masculine knows this. Your divine masculine knows that he has hurt you, and it's his shame. It's his shame that. So I feel as though your divine masculine has shame within himself, and that is what's causing him to basically, you know, not have the courage to speak to you. He's afraid to speak to you because he knows that he's hurt you, okay? But the thing is that with this Emperor in the upright position is saying that he knows that he's your divine masculine, and he actually does want to be the responsible man in your life and do right by you. But the thought of it gives him anxieties, okay? It keeps him up at night. You know, whatever it was that he did to you in the past, it keeps him up at night. It keeps him up at night because he thinks about what he did to you, and he knows that it hurts you, and it causes him a lot of anxieties. And again, it keeps him up at night. But your divine masculine wants to be able to right this wrong, but just doesn't know how, okay? With Strength in reverse. Your divine masculine doesn't know how to right this wrong, even though within himself, he wants to. He wants to be able to right this wrong. He just doesn't know how, like I said. And again, it keeps him up at night. He's struggling. He struggles through that because, again, he loves you. He misses you. He wants to be able to have a conversation with you and tell you everything that happened and give you all the truth. He wants to give you his truth, okay? He just doesn't know how. But again, he does not want you to take the silence as he doesn't care, because he really does care. He really does miss you. He really does love you. And more than anything, he does want to speak to you, and he wants to be able to embrace you. He's just too scared to do it. He just doesn't have the courage to do it. All right. So let's see. Let's pull a couple of cards here to see. Let's see if he will be able to find the courage. Let's see if he will be able to turn this card around and find the courage, okay? Let's see. Let's pull a few cards here. Spirit, will this divine masculine be able to find the courage to speak to his divine feminine? Will he be able to find the courage? Will he be able to find the courage to communicate with his divine feminine? Will divine masculine be able to find the courage? Okay, that's too many cards. Let me... Will divine masculine be able to find the courage to have communication with his divine feminine and speak his truth? I'm going to pull one more card. Ooh. All right. So listen. The first card that we have is romance. The second card that we have is communicate clearly. And then we have forgiveness. So I do feel like your divine masculine will communicate, okay? Because communicate clearly is coming out. I do feel as though he will communicate clearly to you, all right? And when this does happen, I feel as though he will be asking for forgiveness. And I do feel as though some romance will come out of this, okay? Of course, you divine feminines, you know, have your own free will. So I feel as though some divine feminines may not want to forgive. And for those who, you know, will not forgive, you know, will be passing up on romance. For those of you divine feminines who do have this communication and do forgive, because he will be asking for forgiveness, it will lead to romance, okay? So that's beautiful. But again, divine feminine, you have free will, and it's ultimately your decision on whether or not you want to be able to forgive your divine masculine. Because again, you know, he did hurt you in the past. But the thing about it is that he's wanting to right this wrong, because it's coming out in the reverse. He's wanting to right this wrong, and he's wanting to be, you know, responsible. With the Emperor, I'm also getting that your divine masculine is wanting to, what's the word? Your divine masculine is wanting to be accountable for what he did to you. And though right now he doesn't have the courage to do it, there is going to come a time where he is going to turn this card over and find his courage and find his strength, okay? It's in reverse right now. But with these cards here, because I asked, will he be able to communicate? This is clearly saying yes. And he will be asking for forgiveness. He will find that courage. And, you know, the communication that's going to take place, we'll be talking about, you know, what happened, okay? What happened? What he did to you to hurt you. He will be clearly communicating that, and will be asking for forgiveness. And if you decide to forgive him, then romance will follow, okay? Do know that this really is hard on your divine masculine. Again, it keeps him up at night. He thinks about it all the time. He has anxieties about it. It really does. It really does have a strong hold on him in a negative way. And he's regretful for it. And he wants to make things right with the Emperor. He wants forgiveness. And he will communicate. All right? So that's beautiful. Again, you have free will, and it's up to you to decide if you want to have that communication or not. Okay, so how does your divine masculine feel about you? All right, let's see, how does your divine masculine feel about you? How does your divine masculine feel about you? How does your divine masculine feel about you? Okay, so the first card that we have is the Seven of Wands, okay? So this goes back to, this is very similar. So with the Seven of Wands, you know, this is basically saying that, you know, your divine masculine is basically guarding himself, okay? Even though he loves you, he wants to communicate with you, and that will eventually happen. But how he's feeling is he does feel guarded. Why? Because, you know, there was, you know, conflict, you know, as we saw with the Ten of Swords. You know, there was a conflict, you know, between you and him. And so this has him on guard, all right? It has him guarding his heart, guarding his feelings. He's guarding himself, all right? But we do have the Ace of Pentacles. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is basically saying that your divine masculine wants a new beginning. And, you know, pentacles are about the physical world. Okay, so we did talk a little bit about the 5D world. This is saying that your divine masculine does want a chance for a new beginning in the 3D physical world, and is basically, you know, calling on the divine to assist with this beginning, for this communication to happen in the 3D, okay? So how he feels is, yeah, he's guarded because of the conflict that, you know, happened between you and him. But ultimately, he definitely wants this new beginning and is calling upon, you know, his guides, his, you know, whatever spiritual religion he may belong to. He's calling upon his divine, whatever it may be, to ask for another chance. And again, this is basically saying he wants to be able to have a new beginning, or at least to have a conversation, a new conversation in the 3D world, okay? So I feel like this is something that he really wants, even though he's guarded. I feel as though he's trying to put the conflict behind him, and he's trying to get over being guarded, overly, you know, guarded with himself, because he wants this to happen, okay? He does. He wants this to happen. So I think that's absolutely beautiful. Let me pull a clarifier for this Ace of Pentacles. Give me a clarifier for this Ace of Pentacles, Spirit. Clarifier for this Ace of Pentacles. So we have the moon. So with the moon, you know, so the moon is about, it's about things that have not come to light, okay? Because again, you know, the moon is, you know, darkness, things that are not seen yet, right? And I feel with the card here that said about truths, where is it? I want to be able to speak truthfully when I'm ready to open up. So I feel like your divine masculine has some truths that you don't know about. And with this Ace of Pentacles, your divine masculine is wanting to have this communication and tell you these truths that he may not have had with you in the past. So there's some secrets. There's some secrets, but these secrets, he's wanting to now open up, and he's wanting to speak to you about it. So there are some unknown things, but he's wanting to speak to you about it. So I think that I do feel very confident that even though he doesn't have the courage, he will find the strength and the courage to have this communication with you. And when that happens, when that communication happens, it's going to be a turning point, okay? As we saw here, it's going to take forgiveness, all right? And romance will follow, okay? So what I want to say is that even though there's been some hurt, your divine masculine has hurt you, and is not communicating with you on a spiritual level, your divine masculine is communicating with you, wants you to know that he loves you, and wants you to know that when the time is right, the truths, okay, the truths will come out. He will communicate with you, not just on the 5D, not just in the spiritual 5D, but in the 3D, okay? Whatever it was that he was holding back and not telling you, it will come to light, all right? So I give, how can I say, I give kudos to this divine masculine, because I feel as though, again, he is wanting to, he's wanting to be accountable. And, you know, not a lot of divine masculines out there want to be accountable, but this particular divine masculine is wanting to be accountable and is wanting to turn things around. He knows he hurt you. He knows he did some things to you. He knows that he's not communicating with you, but he's wanting to turn that around. He's just, you know, trying to gain that courage, like I said. All right, so let's see. I'm going to pull a few cards here. This is the untold truths. So let's see what some of the untold truths are, okay? Let's see what some of the untold truths are for this divine masculine. Spirit, what are some of the untold truths with this whole situation? What are some of the untold truths for this divine masculine in terms of his divine feminine? Some untold truths. What else is he, you know, not vocalizing? Okay, so we do have rejection. All right. So it says irrational fear, saying no, and dismissal. So some of the untold truths within your divine masculine is this. Your divine masculine wants to communicate with you, which we already seen. He wants to communicate, okay? He wants forgiveness, right? However, he doesn't have the courage, and when it comes to his feelings for you, he does feel guarded, okay? And the reason for that is because he's scared of rejection, okay? He's scared that you'll say no. He is afraid that if he does contact you, if he does try to communicate with you, that you will reject him. And it's a fear, okay? He's afraid that you will dismiss him, and he has this irrational fear of you saying no, okay? So that is part of his untold truths. He's afraid that you're going to reject him, all right? Let's pull one more. Okay, I'm just gonna take this top one here. It says only you. Okay, only you. It says fixated, attached, and hypnotized. So listen, your divine masculine knows that it's only you. Okay? His love is only you. He is attached to you. You hypnotize him. He is fixated on the love and the passion that he has for you. But again, because he loves you so much and because he knows it's only you, he's afraid of rejection. Okay? And that's the reason why strength is coming out in reverse. He knows he's hurt you, but he also knows that he's going to have to take that step. He's going to have to put his guard down. He's going to have to gain some strength and courage, and he's going to have to communicate with you, which we asked if he would, and we clearly have. Communicate, okay? And asking for forgiveness, and you know, it could lead to romance, depending on whether you are willing to forgive him or not. All right, but truthfully, you're the only one for him, and he's just afraid of rejection. Okay, so that is what is keeping him from communicating with you. All right, that's what's keeping him from communicating with you. So anyways, let's see, I'm gonna pull one last card here. I'm gonna pull one last card here to close this out. Spirit, for this divine masculine and divine feminine, what is the outcome for this divine masculine and divine feminine for future energies? What is the outcome for the future energies for this divine masculine and divine feminine? outcome for future energies for this situation, for this divine masculine and divine feminine. Okay, so we have lovers, all right? It says, lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. And what did I say? I said this earlier. There are two paths here. Some of you may not be willing to forgive your divine masculine for what he did to you in the past, while others of you will forgive, okay? And then romance will follow. And this card is basically saying that, okay? So, lovers, there are two paths ahead. Be true to yourself. So, choose the path that is right for you. And whatever path you decide to choose is going to be right for you. Some of you will be able to come together in love again, while others of you may forgive your divine masculine, but may decide to just, go on, okay? But what I will say is this. As this card says, there are two paths ahead. If this is truly your twin and you are on this journey, forgiveness is everything. It's the most important thing. It's about healing. It's about forgiving. It's about learning from your past mistakes. And so for those of you who may not want to forgive your divine masculine, what I will say is this. If they are truly your twin, forgive them. Because if you forgive them, romance will follow. Love will follow. And this can have a beautiful outcome. But again, everybody has free will, and it's up to you to decide. So I don't encourage people to give up on their divine masculines. I don't encourage for twins to just give up on each other. If you're twins and you love each other, you have to forgive each other. You have to heal, and you have to look forward to the beautiful things ahead. Okay? My divine masculine hurt me. He was with a karmic for 2 years. I forgave him. I forgave him, and now we're together in union, and we're happy in love. And it's the most beautiful thing. And all that hurt that happened in the past is over. It does not consume me anymore. I don't think about it anymore. I'm happy for what I have now. So for those of you who don't know what to choose, what I'm gonna say is choose love. But again, it is ultimately your decision. But if you choose love, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, okay? And romance and love will follow. So anyways, that's what I have for you. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if anybody's interested in a personal reading. The information is always in the description box. Right now, I know that times are hard, so if anybody's interested in a reading and you can't afford the prices that I have, just contact me, and I'm willing to, give some discounts, to help you out. For some of you who just really, really need a reading, and you can't pay the prices that are listed, I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help you out at a price that is good for you, all right? Because at the end of the day, I just want to help people. I want to help people on their journey, and I want to be able to give, readings to help you and give guidance, okay? So don't be shy about the prices that I have. I'm willing to work with you. So if anybody is interested in a reading, and you just need some help on the price, I'm willing to work with you. So anyways, I love you all. If you have questions, I have answers, and we'll talk to you again on the next one. Bye bye.